Namaste, welcome back to my YouTube channel eEducator. In this video we are going to discuss standard 9 subject social science and chapter number 10 organs of government. Here we'll discuss here the textbook exercise organs of a government, chapter number 10 standard 9 textbook exercise here. So if you now subscribe a channel, click on a subscribe button to subscribe a YouTube channel. The previous videos are already uploaded, a few chapters videos are already uploaded. You can check in the playlist of a channel where you can find. Otherwise you can also check the description box of this video where you can also find the link of the videos. Many more videos will be uploaded here. So if you are new and if you're not subscribed, subscribe and share with your friend. Let's start the discussion. While writing the answers, you make sure that you write these answers. So write the answers point wise and make sure that your handwriting must be neat and clean here. So a few informations about organs of the government. So there are the three organs of a government. Legislature, executive and judiciary. Three organs of government. Legislature frame the act, executive implement the act, and judiciary they maintain the law in the country here. Now more further look at here. Central government, the constitution is a supreme. In the country the constitution is a supreme. So under the constitutions, these are at the central level we have the legislatures, executives and judiciary, three organs of the government. What comprises legislature at the central level? Legislature at the central level, president, vice president. It's a parliament, and parliament is two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha here. Executive, president, vice president, prime ministers and the council of ministers here. Judiciary, Supreme Court, it comes at the central level, and state level we have the High Court here. Same state government, the constitution, that legislature, executive, three organs of the government. So governor and the Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad here. Executive, governor, chief minister and council of minister and local administration. Judiciary, High Court and district court and subordinate courts are. These are the organs of the state government. Now, local government, union government, state government, local government. Local governments are urban level and rural level local governments. So, urban area municipal corporation, municipality and town panchayat or nagar panchayat. Rural area, district panchayat, taluka panchayat and gram panchayat here. Now this exercise here. So while writing the answer, you make sure that your handwriting must be neat and clean, and you write this answer point wise here. Let's start the discussions of these exercise. What is the principles of divisions of power here? What is the principles of divisions of power means? How powers are divided here. So there are three organs of government: legislature, executives and judiciary. Three organs of government, which legislature, executive and judiciary, three organs of the government. Now all the three organs of the government should be administered by different people. All the three organs, the three organs should be administered, should be controlled, should be administered by different people. So and each organ should carry out their own functions. So each and every organ has a different function, so it should be carried out their function and should be administered differently. Now it is necessary to divide the powers between the three organs of the government in order to make the functions of the government easy and efficient here. So to make the administrations of a country very easy and efficient, it is required that need to be divide the powers among those three group, three organs: legislature, executives and judiciary here. So this is called the divisions of a power. Divisions of a power means the works of a legislature, works of executives and work of a judiciary are there. The powers to administer countries has been divided into the different parts. Now what are the eligibility of a member of a parliament here? Eligibility member of a parliament. Parliament word is used here. Once a parliament is used here, it means eligibility of a Lok Sabha and eligibility of a Rajya Sabha we will write here. So to be qualified as a member of Lok Sabha, the following qualifications are required here. He or she must be a citizen of India if you want to become the member of a Lok Sabha. What are the qualifications? That he or she must be a citizen of India. Second, so she should be 25 years of age or more. Minimum age criteria 25 years, 25-year age or more, and he or she should not be having unsound mind or insolvent mind. Unsound means unstable mind, insolvent mind. He should not be an employee of the central or state government. Should not be working in a central or state government. He must not be a proven a criminal here. Now, to be qualified as a member of Rajya Sabha, following qualifications are required. So, only the criteria is age criteria is different. Rest of the points are the same here. Okay, criteria citizen of India. These are the remain the same. So, only age criteria is different. To become the member of Lok Sabha, 25. To become the member of Rajya Sabha, 30 years. Okay, rest of qualifications are the same. Should not be having unsound mind or insolvent, should not be an employee of the central or state government, must not be proven criminal here. Okay, third number, what is the quorum for the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha? Okay, quorum is the number of members present in the house of a parliament. What is the meaning of a quorum? Quorum means the members present in a house of a parliament. In house of a parliament means the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Members present in a Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha here. So the minimum quorum of a Lok Sabha should be, it is a 1/10 out of a 545. So member should be 55. So 1/10 of a 545, 1/10 of a 5 members. So at least 1/10, okay, that member should be presented in the Lok Sabha. Then the procedure of a Lok Sabha is carried out. Less than 55, if the presence here, procedure of a Lok Sabha is not carried out here. So minimum 55, here you can 54.5, आधा तो हो नहीं सकता, so 55 here. Okay. So similarly, the minimum quorum of Rajya Sabha is a 1/10, that is out of 250, 25 should be present here. How are the members of Rajya Sabha elected? How are the members of Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha member का elections कैसे होता है? So Rajya Sabha is upper house of a parliament, upper house and lower house Lok Sabha here. So there are in all 250 members in the Rajya Sabha. Total member कितने? 250 members. And the members of Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected by the members of a legislative assembly of the state. How they are elected? Who cast vote to elect the member of a Rajya Sabha? So member of Rajya Sabha are elected by the member of a legislative assembly, member of legislative assembly of the state and the union territories through the method of equivalent representation. So in all 238 members of the Rajya Sabha are elected. Okay, out of 250, 12 members are nominated by President of India and rest of 238 are elected by these legislative members of legislative assembly, means MLA, that Dhara Sabha. Okay. So these nominated members should be having a special. These 12 members are nominated by the president. These have a these are the whatever the members are nominated. They should be having a special knowledge or practical experience with respect to literature, science, culture, sports, and social services. They must have the knowledge, or they must have a experience about those subjects here. These are the appointed there. How is the speaker the protector of a dignity of a house? So speaker is a protector of a dignity of house. So main functions of the speaker is to see that proceeding of a Lok Sabha get organized in prescribed form here. So to maintain the disciplines, and it look there proceeding which in the so proceeding in our Lok Sabha goes smoothly here. It's looked by the speaker. Now, to maintain disciplines, order and dignity of a house are the topmost functions of a speaker here. Okay, these are to maintain the disciplines into the house, to make the orders and to make the dignities of house. These are the considered as the topmost functions of a speaker here, and the speaker preside over the session of a Lok Sabha and maintain the control and is a functioning. So when the sessions of a Lok Sabha is going on, speaker preside over the sessions, they control the sessions and they maintain the functions of a Lok Sabha. Now the speaker expect disciplines from members in the Lok Sabha, okay, and the speaker is a protector of the dignity of a house here. So his decisions in the house are final and conclusive. 6 number, describe the emergency powers of a parliament. Emergency powers of a parliament here. Sorry, emergency powers of a president here. Emergency powers of a president. So president is a constitutional head of the country as per the constitution wise. Okay, president is a head of a country here. Now, if the president is satisfied that the security of India or any part of its territory is threatened by a war or external aggressions or armed rebellion, he can declare a state of emergency for the whole India or of its part. Look, if any part of a country for the security related problems arises, if a war or maybe internal rebellions, okay, terrorist attacks or armed rebellions in any countries, so president has a power to declare, okay, emergencies, okay, to declare the national emergency in the regions, any one state or any areas of okay, countries, otherwise the entire the nations it can also be declared the emergency here. So based on the report of a governor, the president can declare a constitutional emergencies. So constitutional emergencies can also be declared when, okay, government is not able to function as per the constitution. So at the time constitutional emergency is declared here, he can establish a presidential rule dissolving a cabinet of ministries here. So in case of a financial emergency, a president can reduce salaries of all the government officials. So they can, president can declare national emergencies, they can declare the constitutional emergencies, and third number is a financial emergency. So when there is a financial emergency, a president has a power to reduce the salaries of government officials. What is the process of impeachment? How impeachment is carried out here? So constitution is the supreme of the countries, and as per the provisions of constitutions of a country, the parliament has a power to remove. So parliament has a power to remove president, vice president, supreme court, judges of a high court, okay, chief election commissioner, auditor general and attorney general. This can be removed on the post by the parliament here. But how it can be removed? The certain process are there. Any of these, also any of these, if found, okay, can be removed. So any of this can be removed from the power under the change of if, okay, under the charge of a proven misbehavior, charge under the charge of proven misbehavior or inefficiency of or violation of a constitution through the process of impeachment here. Look at, if any one of a person, like if it is a president here, if they found guilty, if they misbehave or inefficiency for the work, or they violate the constitutions, these president, vice president, supreme court, judges of a supreme court, chief justice of a court, high court, chief election commissioners, they can be removed on the post by the parliament through the impeachment process here, through the process of impeachment. So impeachment process okay, is carried out both the house of parliament, and there should be 2/3 majority of both the house of parliament. So that president, vice president, whatever if found guilty presented in the parliament, okay, chance also should be given to the president or whatever the persons there. If they are not guilty, उसको भी टाइम दिया जाता है कि आप ओके कीजिए कि मैं गिल्टी नहीं हूँ, उसके बाद वोटिंग भी किया जाता है, शुड बी रिमूव और नॉट, सो दैट 2/3 मेजोरिटी से वो पास होता है, कैन बी रिमूव ऑन द पोस्ट. Mention the powers of a parliament here. What are the powers of a parliament? So the parliament has to enjoy the powers within the limits of prescribed by the constitutions. The parliament has a power, but how it functions? Parliament functions under the constitutions. They functions under the constitution. Powers of a parliament are prescribed in the constitutions of India. So the parliament does the important work of augmenting the old law, augmenting of old law, they make a old law stronger here. Augment karna, they make a old law stronger here. They frame the new laws and nullifying outdated the laws which are not required, they remove here. Nullify to remove here. Augment to make a strong, to make a strong here. To make it strong here, so that parliament implement a work, they important works like they make old laws which they stronger, framing the new laws, and which are not required can remove here. And in both the house of a parliament, social, economical, political, defense and foreign matters are discussed whenever the sessions are there. So Lok Sabha minorities, the Lok Sabha monitors and controls the working of executives, cabinet of ministers and the bureaucrats here. So Lok Sabha, they also controls the work of executives, they work of executive, they also supervise the cabinet of ministers, and they also look about the bureaucrats. All the government employees are considered the bureaucrats, so they look about this bureaucrats also. So without the consent of a house of a parliament, without the consent of the house of a parliament, no new tax can be levied or new improvement in the existing. So if want to improve the tax, so need to take the permission of a parliament. New taxes can be imposed in a parliament, and improvement in tax can be carried out in the parliament. The house of a parliament are called the custodians of a public fund. So parliament, what are the custodians of a public fund? Public fund means we pay the taxes to the government, and how the these funds or monies are utilized by the governments are looked after by this parliament. Parliament has the power to remove president, that vice president, chief justice of a Supreme Court, as well as a High Court, chief election commissions, auditor general, attorney general, under the charge of proven proven misbehavior or inefficiency or violence of constitutions through the process of impeachment. So impeachment process carried out in the parliament. These persons can be removed here. 9 number, state the institution of a local self-governance. Institution of a local self-governance here. So municipality, municipal corporations are the institute of a local self-governance of a urban area. Now, Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat and District Panchayats are the institute of a local self-governance in a rural area. So rural area and urban area. Municipality, municipal corporations, urban, Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat and District Panchayat are at the rural area. Now state the vices of a bureaucracy. Vices of a bureaucracy. So that nepotism, corruption, dishonesty, inefficiency to work, misconduct, escapism are the vices of a bureaucracy. These are the vices of a bureaucracy. Now explain giving reasons for the following statement here. One is a Indian parliament is a bicameral. So bicameral means two house here. So India is a republic having a parliamentary democracy. We have the parliamentary form of a government here. So when the legislature is consisting of two house, it is called the bicameral. So when the legislature consisting two house is called the bicameral here. So in we in the parliament we have the two house. The legislature at the central level we have the two house. That at the central level the upper house legislature is called the Rajya Sabha, and the lower house is called the Lok Sabha. So Indian parliament is a bicameral. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Rajya Sabha is the upper house of a parliament, and it cannot be dissolved. It cannot be dissolved because it is a permanent. But 1/3 of its member retire every 2 years. 1/3 members retire. 1/3 members of a Rajya Sabha retire every 2 years, and the same numbers of members are elected. Whatever the members that complete a 6 year, the tenure of each member in Rajya Sabha is a 6 year. Every 2 years, 1/3 members are retired. The tenure of a members of Rajya Sabha is of 6 years. Thus, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. So, we never found the house without the members. So, 1/3 member retired, whatever retired, they are elected. Parliament in India is not a supreme, but the constitution is supreme here. Parliament is not supreme. Okay, Parliament functions under the constitution. So, India is a republic having a parliamentary democracy. So, Parliament is an important and apex organizations of a nation. Apex, one of the topmost organizations in the country, and Parliament has enjoyed its power within the limits prescribed the constitution. So, Parliament functions under the constitution. Whatever the limits prescribed by the constitution has been mentioned, the powers of a parliament, they prescribe, they have already mentioned it there. So, Parliament functions under the constitution here. So, if the laws framed by the Parliament violate the constitution, then it can be challenged in the court. Whatever the laws are framed by the Parliament, if they violate the constitution, so it can be challenged into the court, Supreme Court. So, if the courts finds a framed laws against the provisions of the constitution, if they find laws which are against the constitution, the court can nullify the law. Nullify can be remove the law. Laws can be removed if they are against the constitution. Thus, we can say that the Constitution of India is a supreme and not the Parliament. So, Constitution of India is supreme, not the Parliament is not a supreme. Constitution of India is a supreme. Fourth number, independent and impartial judiciary is the foundations of a democracy. So, there are three organs of the government: legislature, executives, and judiciary here. So, the judiciary maintains the law and order by punishing the people who violates the law. So, the work of judiciary to maintain the law and order and punish the people who violate the law. Judiciary protect the freedoms and rights of a citizen. So, it protected by the judiciary. According to the division of power, judiciary is considered independent to legislature and executives here. Okay, we three organs: executive, legislature, and judiciary here. So, judiciary is independent from legislature and executive. So, judiciary is a separate and independent and organized whole which is completely impartial organ of a government here. So, it can be said that independent and impartial judiciary is the foundation of a democracy. Fifth number, the institute of local self-governance are the training schools and laboratories for constitutional improvement in a democracy here. So, constitutional improvement, this consider how institution of a local self-governance is give the training which is available for election, voting duties, responsibilities, administration, ruling on opposing parties, various way it provided training in the local self-government. So, it gives opportunity for a self-development. How is self-development? So, all the policies are implemented at the local level first. All the policies are implemented first at local level. So, if the policies are implemented in a local level, in a local area, so it give a chance to improve elections in the upper house. Whatever the problems are there, कोई भी planning के अंदर कोई problem से लिखन से, so it can be improve and can be implemented in the large area. So, therefore, local self-governance organization are known as a training school and laboratory of a constitutional improvement in a democracy here. Sixth number, so the state legislative assembly is a representatives of a people's desire. State legislative assembly. Look at it. The state legislative assembly formulates the current laws, make amendments, and discarded old laws. Okay, what the state legislative assembly formulate the current laws, make amendment, and discards the old law. So, moreover, presentations and discussions of various issues related to the social, economical, political, securities, and related to the foreign policies are done by representatives of elected people here. So, there's representations and discussions of various issues related to the social game. There are a number of Okay, the representation and discussion of various issues, okay, related to social, economic and political, security and related to foreign policies are done represent elected by the people here. Okay, representatives of elected people here. Okay, okay, in a like a state legislative assembly, member of legislative assemblies are elected by the people here. Whatever the problem faced by the people are raised by these representatives here. So they are raised by the representative. Whatever the people's desire, people needs, people requirement, people's problems, they are, okay, they are raised into the assemblies here. So they are social related, economical related, political related problems are there, they are raised by this. Okay, these problems are raised by, okay, legislative assembly members, the representatives. So by doing overall development of peoples, by nurturing their freedoms, okay, fundamental rights and protecting their aims, that appears. The state legislative assembly is the representatives of the people's desire. Now, 7 number, governor plays a key role between the center and state here. Governors plays a key role between the center and the state here. Yeah, between central government and state government, the governor plays an important role. So the governor is a constitutional and formal head of a state here. All executive powers of a state governments are vested in him, vested to the governor here. So governor is appointed by the President of India on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. With the advice of a Prime Minister, governor, okay, governor is appointed by a president. Now the position of a governor is in a state similar to the, okay, to the that of the president at the center, is similar like the president at the central level. Governor can belong to any political party, and after assuming the post, the governor has to perform the duties firmly and impartially here. So governors plays an important role connecting between a state government and a union government here. So the government plays a key role between the center and state. Now Lok Sabha is a key public organizations of nations. So legislature as per the Constitution of India consists of a parliament at the center here. So Lok Sabha is a lower house of a parliament. So the member of a Lok Sabha are the representatives of a people who are elected through direct elections here. And the Lok Sabha brings amendments in the interest of a people, frames a new laws and nullify the laws of Lok Sabhas. Okay. So the powers of Lok Sabha in case of a financial matter is more than the Rajya Sabha here. So it is the work of elected representative to see that funds of the publics are utilized properly. So it can be said that Lok Sabha is a key public organizations of a nation. Okay, 9 number, and amicable relations between the political executives and the administrative executives are prerequisite for the smooth governance of the nations here. So political executives and administrative executives are organs of the government. So political executive means which are, these are the, okay, like a prime ministers and cabinet of ministers are considered the political executives here. Administrative executives, all the government bureaucrats and the bureaucrats are comes under the administrative executive. All the government officers are comes under the administrative executives here. So political executives frame the various policies in a different fields. Now the detailed and efficient implementation of these policies is done by the administrative executive. So policies framed by the political executives and these policies are implemented by administrative executive. The administrative executives advise and guides the state executives in the matters of policies. Administrative executives, okay, they also advise, they give a guidance to frame the policies to the political executives. So it provides required informations and figures. When the political executives who require certain informations, those informations are provided by administrative executives. It provides certain data and figures are provided to these political executives. So the state executives acts as a brain behind the welfare of a people, and the administrative executives are considered the limbs of a, okay, it's considered the limbs here. So the governance become smooth in the state here. So thus it can be said that amicable relations between the political executives and administrative executives is prerequisite for the smooth governance of a nation. 10 number, efficient and bold public servants are the backbone of a government. So that political executives frame the various policies in the different field here. So this detailed and efficient implementations of these policies done by the administrative executives here. Okay, so this administrative executive follows the policies which prepared by these political, no matter how important for the welfare oriented the policies, no matter whatever the policies are framed by the political executives, if they are not effectively implemented, who do implementation? Administrative executive implement the policies. If they are not implemented the well, so that is a, okay, if they are not implemented effectively by the administrative executive, then its purpose is made. There is a, okay, no the purpose to, okay, the purpose to make the policies is made here. सो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं रहता है इफ क्या बोल रहे कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव्स कोई पॉलिसी सही तरह से फॉलो ना करें, पॉलिसी जो बनाई है अच्छी तरह से इफेक्टिवली फॉलो ना करें, तो उसको बनाने का कोई मीनिंग नहीं है। क्या बनाने का? पॉलिसी बनाने का। दस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम्स प्रोवाइड अ नेसेसरी बैकअप to the executives in the formulations of implementation of these policy here. So expert and professional, efficient and experienced public servants in the various fields is the backbone of a government here. Third number, short notes. Okay, position of a governor and its functions here. So the governor is a constitutional and formal head of the state. The governor is appointed by the president, who are formally appointed by the president. Okay, on the advice of, he take the advice of a council of ministers and the prime minister. So prime ministers and council of ministers advise to appoint the governor. So president do the formality to appoint the state, so governor of the state here. So term of the governor is a 5 year. What is the tenure of a governor? Is a tenure is a 5 years. However, he holds office during the pleasures of a president, and it can also be removed from the post here. If can be removed on the office even before the expiry of his term. Expiry means before the 5 year. It can also be transferred before the 5 year. It can also be transferred, and other state as the governor here. What are the functions of a governor? So he appoints a chief ministers who has a clear majorities after the general election of Vidhan Sabha, legislative assembly. The party who get the majorities out of them, they appoints the chief minister, and he also appoints other members of a council of ministers on the advice of a chief minister. Later on, after the appointment of a chief minister, he appoints the council of ministers. He appoints a cabinet of ministers here. Now he appoints advocate general. He also appoints a chairman, the members of a state public service commission. He is consulted by the president of India for the appointment of a judges of a high court here. So he summons progress the sessions of the state legislature. Summons means they call, and progress means they stop here. Sessions of a legislature. So when sessions are, so president has a power to call and power to stop the sessions of a state legislature. He can dissolve the state assembly before the expiry of its full term. If how the governor can dissolve the assembly? If if the government is not able to function as per the constitution, if they do not have the majorities, So they can be dissolved before the expiry of term here. A bill passed by the state legislature can become a law only after the governor assent. After the governor assent, governor sign here. So bill which passed in the legislative assembly, when governor who sign over it, it become a act in the state. These are the power. Now second number, executive powers of a state legislative assembly here. So executive power of a state legislative assembly here. So most efficient and effective and central organ of a government is a executive here. So executive implements the laws framed by the legislature. Legislature frame the law and executives implement the frame the law here. So the chief minister is appointed by the governor. Okay, executives state as chief minister is appointed by the governor. Governor appoints chief minister, and council of ministers are appointed by the governor on the advice of a chief minister. They appoint a council of a minister. The chief ministers distribute the portfolios. Okay, chief minister distribute the portfolios. They distribute the ministries here. Distribute the work areas to the cabinet minister. She also presents the issues of policy making, transparent administration, questions of the people in the central government. Whatever the state peoples who are, if they are facing the problem, or that can be represented in the central level by the chief minister in the central government. Okay, political executives frames of various policies in the different fields. So political executives frames various policies in a different field, and during the time of calamities, he provides basic amenities, love and care to the people. So the detailed and efficient implementation of this policy is done by the administrative executives. Whether the policies are framed, policies is implemented by this administrative executive here. Third number, so position and executive powers of the parliament. Position and executive powers of parliament here. Sorry, prime minister is about a prime minister. Because the prime minister is a real head of the central government, and the prime minister is the head of a party who has achieved a majority in the general elections. So prime ministers. So prime minister is a head of the party who has achieved a majority. The political party who get the majority in a Lok Sabha elections. The political party who get the majority in Lok Sabha elections, out of them, they as a prime minister is appointed from this party here. So general election, prime minister is appointed formally by president here. The formality is done by a president to appoint the prime minister. So the ministers to the cabinet are appointed as advice of a prime minister. So after the appointment of a prime minister, with the advice of a prime minister, presidents appoint the cabinet of ministers here. So ministers to the cabinets are appointed as per the advice of a prime minister, and minister by president, and distribute the portfolios. Who distribute the portfolio? Prime minister distribute the portfolios. He presides over the meetings of the cabinet. He presides over the meeting of a cabinet, and also looks after the functioning of various departments of a cabinet here. So he presides over the cabinet meetings, and he also look after the various cabinet ministers here, if they are working or not. They ask the report to the various cabinet ministers. He takes pivotal important decisions taken by him. The prime minister is the head of the planning commission. Presently is known as a Niti Aayog. Presently is planning commission is known as a Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India. Fourth number, legislative and administrative powers of the president here. So president is the constitutional head of India. Legislative powers of a president. So he summons the sessions of both the house of a parliament, prorogues them here. Summons, they can call the sessions of both the house, सेशन को बुला सकते हैं वो कभी भी, एंड दे कैन probably कैन stop okay of a house session. He can even dissolve the Lok Sabha if ruling party they do not have the majority. The Lok Sabha can be dissolved here. He can withhold the proceeding of both the house. We can withhold the proceeding of both the house. Both house mean combined sessions. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha combined session can be called. He nominate 12 peoples of Rajya Sabha, 12 members in Rajya Sabha. The president address the first meeting of a parliament and joint session of the parliament. So generally president attend the first sessions of a parliament. Later on उसके बाद वो कभी देखिए पार्लियामेंट लोकसभा राज्यसभा में कभी आते नहीं है. इफ द रिक्वायर्ड द जॉइंट सेशन वो बुला सकते हैं. A bill has passed through the 3 reading in the both the house of the parliament can become an act after the president sign. So in a state level, when governor sign, it become an act. At a central level, when president sign over a bill, that become an act. So he can also issue ordinance. Ordinance means order here, president order. He also gives recommendations to present budget in a Lok Sabha. Administrative powers, so he appoints the leaders of a party who has been measures in general elections as a prime minister. So prime minister is appointed by the as a formally appointed by the president here. With the consultation of a prime minister, he appoints the other ministers of a cabinet. President is the head of the defense forces of a country, head of a defense force, army, navy and air force. So president has the power to declare war. He has the power to declare a war. He has the power to seize the war, and he has the power to treaties with other countries here, to sign the treaties, to conclude the treaties here. He appoints the judges of a Supreme Court, judges of a High Court, and the governor of a state, attorney general, comptroller, and auditor generals are appointed by president. And he also appoints the chairman of a Union Public Service Commission UPSC, and ambassadors of various nations are appointed by president. And if the president is satisfied that the security of India or any part of its territory is threatened by a war or external aggressions or armed rebellion, he can be declared a state emergency for the whole of India or any parts. So president has the power to declare emergency, okay, financial emergency, constitutional emergency, and these are the political emergencies. Can be okay, that is national emergencies. This can be declared here. National emergency, okay, when the war, external aggressions are there, national emergency. Fifth number, how does a bill become an act? Explain a procedure here. How, okay, it is a procedure, how bill become an act. The procedure, how bill become an act here. The procedure of an act. Okay, the proposal is called a bill in the parliament. The proposals made by the any ministers or member of Lok Sabha is called a bill. Any of a bills, either ordinary bill, money bill, or bill to amend a constitution, can become an act by passing through the following process. The process are here. Look at the bill can be presented by the minister or any members of a parliament who can propose the bill. Any ministers, any members of a parliament. The procedure of presenting a bill in the house of a parliament by minister is called the first reading. The first time when bill is presented, the first time is considered the first reading of a bill here. So the time in the first reading, what is discussed there? Title, objective, reasons of the bill are described in the first reading. They are discussed in the first reading. So in the second reading of a bill, section-wise discussion is done. Every point. So every point is discussed in a every points are discussed in a parliament here. Every points is discussed here. Second reading. Voting is done if necessary. If require the vote, so voting is if require the voting, so voting is carried out in parliament. Now third reading is only a formal. Most of the proceeding is carried out into the second reading. Third reading is only formal. Formally means how, okay, after the presenting the logic and terms of acceptance means how many members are agrees, how many are not agrees there, or rejections of change of a bill, voting is carried out. If required, third reading, voting is carried out here. If the bill gain majority, then the bill is declared passed. If the bill get a majority, so bill is declared to be passed in the house. So the passed bill is signed by the chairman of a first house and is sent to the second house. If a bill is presented first in a Lok Sabha, so okay, the chairman of a Lok Sabha, it's considered the speaker who sign over it and send to the Rajya Sabha. If it is first time present in the Rajya Sabha, it can send to the Lok Sabha. So the bill goes through the same process in the second house, same first reading, second reading, third reading in the house, and at the end of if bill pass, in later on is sent to the to the president here. If the bill pass in the second house with the necessary amendments, it is sent to the president's signature, and after receiving president assent by signature, the bill become an act here. So after passing the bill in the both the house, bill is sent to the president who receive and sign over it, the bill become an act here. If both the house disagree or have a dispute over a bill, joint session of both the house also summoned by this president. If it is a required, bill is important, is required, you can summon the joint session. So bill become an act is published in government gazette, then there is an enforcement from the date given therein. Okay, enforcement date is, एनफोर्समेंट डेट में कहाँ कब से वो लागू होने वाला है उसका डेट वहां से बिल के अंदर रखा गया था. Now 6 number, constitutional provisions regarding money bill. What are the constitutional provisions regarding a money bill here? Now whether the bill is money bill or not is decided by the speaker of a Lok Sabha. Look at money bill is only present in a Lok Sabha. money bill जो होता है Lok Sabha में ही present होता है, राज्य सभा में present नहीं हो सकता वो. So bill containing the recommendations of a budget, okay, bill which containing a recommendation of budget or a financial matter is called a money bill. All the money bills are first presented in a Lok Sabha, which pass through the following process here. First time present in Lok Sabha, later on transfer to the Rajya Sabha. So preliminary discussion is carried out on the money bill presented in the Lok Sabha. The expenses mentioned in the budgets are discussed upon. Whatever expenses are mentioned in the budget are discussed in here. The finance minister present all the numerical details of budgets in the parliament. All the ministers, like different ministers are sitting in the parliament, they put the demands for the department. So that agriculture minister, science, defense, trade, business, and that human resource department put forth their demands in front of a Lok Sabha, and then voting is carried out to get permission to demand here. So they put the demand, all the ministers put the demand for the development of their department here. So voting is carried out in the demand, whatever the money is demanded. So voting is carried out, and the permission carried out to get the permissions of demands of money. So sources of incomes and taxes are separately presented. Incomes and taxes, income of a government and taxes incomes are separately discussed here, separately presented and in the budget, and both are to be separately approved here. So the bill approved in a Lok Sabha first is sent to the Rajya Sabha for the recommendations here. So bill approved in Lok Sabha first is sent to the Rajya Sabha for recommendations. The Rajya Sabha has a return to the Lok Sabha with necessary recommendations within 14 days. Is to be returned within 14 days. So Lok Sabha can either accept or reject total partial recommendations of a Rajya Sabha. So whatever the recommendation is made by the Rajya Sabha, it can be accepted or it can be rejected also. If a money bill is not returned to the Lok Sabha, to the Lok Sabha within 14 days by the Rajya Sabha, so the bill is considered to be passed. तो 14 day के अंदर वो लोक सभा वापस नहीं करती है तो समझा जाता है कि bill is passed by Rajya Sabha. Now, if the Lok Sabha accept the recommendations of a Rajya Sabha, the bill is considered to have been passed by both the house of a parliament. Look at if Rajya Sabha recommended to make a change in the bill or budget bill, so it is considered that the bill has been passed by the both house of a parliament. But if the Lok Sabha reject the recommendation of a Rajya Sabha and the bill is again passed in the Lok Sabha, the money bill is deemed to have been passed. Look at if a Rajya Sabha is recommended some recommendation to make some changes in a bill, but with the Lok Sabha reject the recommendations and against the passed bill in a Lok Sabha, so it is considered that bill is passed in a Lok Sabha. So hence, in the matter of a money bill, Rajya Sabha has a limited power. Money bill, Rajya Sabha has a limited power. So after the money bill passed by the both the house of a parliament, it is sent to the president for assent, for the permission, for the signature. So the president has to sign the money bill. If the budget is not passed in the house, government has to resign. If money bill is not passed in the house, in Lok Sabha, government has to resign. Now, usefulness and limitations of a Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is the upper house of a parliament. Okay, it is a representative house of all the state and union territories in India. So, representative house of all the state members and the union territories. Now, any bill has to be passed from the 3 reading in both the house. Okay, then after assent of a president, it become an act. Okay, bill which passed by the both the house means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then is sent for the president assent and then become an act. So if in the upper house there is a no majority of a ruling party at that time, permission of a bill is not easy. So president can call joint sitting in the parliament. So when the upper house, when there is a no majority and very one important bill is there and वो bill वहाँ से pass नहीं हो रहा है, so president can call joint sitting of a parliament. Money bill after passing from Lok Sabha come to the Rajya Sabha. For recommendations, it has to be sent within 14 days. So money bill which passed in Lok Sabha goes to the Rajya Sabha for the recommendation. It has to be sent within 14 days के अंदर उसको वापस करना होता है. If it is not sent in time, so time limit, so it considered to be passed. Rajya Sabha 14 दिन के अंदर वो अगर वापस नहीं करता है तो ऐसा माना जाता है कि bill has been passed in a Rajya Sabha. These are the limitations of a Rajya Sabha. These are the limitations of Rajya Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha can accept the reject all the partial recommendations of a Rajya Sabha. So if Lok Sabha reject the recommendations of a Rajya Sabha, passes the bill in original form, then money bill considered to be passed from the both house as we discussed here. So if Lok Sabha reject the recommendations of Rajya Sabha and again they pass the bill in the Lok Sabha, so it is considered bill is passed in both the house. In a financial matter, the power of Rajya Sabha are limited. Okay, MCQ are here. What is the decided age for the members of a legislative assembly? 25 years. How many members are there in a Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha 545 and 250 years. Okay. Which Indian state does not have two house of a legislative? Two house of a legislative means legislative council. Okay. So legislative council and legislative assembly here. Which house? So Rajasthan here. So first, second A and third D. Okay, fourth number, who appoints judges of a Supreme Court? So president. What is the time period of members of a Lok Sabha? Members of Lok Sabha time period is 5 years. And which house does the president appoint? 2 Anglo-Indians. So 2 Anglo-Indians are appointed in a Lok Sabha. So fourth C, fifth D and sixth B here. Okay. 7 number, who administers the oath of a secrecy to the Prime Minister? So oath of secrecy done by President. Match the pair here. We need to match the pair. So match a pair. District Seva Sadan, Collector, Municipal Corporation, Commissioner and District Panchayat DDO. So C, D and B. So B option is correct here. Okay. So 7th B and 8 is also B answer here. Okay. 9 number. How many members are nominated by President or Rajya Sabha? How many members? 12 members. Who present the budget in a parliament? Who presents the budgets in a parliament here? So okay. Generally the finance ministers present the budget in a parliament. So for 9th B and 10 C. Okay, Rashtrapati Bhavan. So this is a new parliament of India. So this is the exercise of lesson number 10. Hope you like this video. It's a too long exercise and too long answer. So to write the answers in a point wise, subscribe the channels and share with your friends. Thank you.